It's the Super Dungeon Brothers Super Show with Dungeon Dan and DM Steve. Willow!
Oh, Willow.
Willow!
So I watched that today. I
hmm
watched the first two episodes today, and I think you watched the first two episodes as well.
Yeah, just the other night.
hmm
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. My feelings are mixed on this show,
My
actually.
feelings are mixed on it too. I'm
I,
glad that you said that.
my feelings are mixed on this because halfway through the first episode, I was like, I don't know that I want to watch this anymore. But by the time I got to the end of it, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and watch this second episode. And by the time I got to the end of the second episode, I was like, yeah, maybe I'll give this another I'll keep giving this a chance,
I
but
know. I
there
know.
there are there are things about this show that I do not like.
Oh, sure, sure. There are things
But
about it that I don't like as well, but I feel very similar to you.
it it feels like they're actually trying. It
You,
it feel it feels like that they it I'm just going to come out and say it. It doesn't feel like all of the rest of the freaking woke garbage that Disney, Star Wars, Disney Lucasfilm has been putting out.
listen,
That's basically what it is.
there are little things in there that I mean, it's
hmm
Lucasfilm. Like you're just gonna
Yeah,
get it now. It doesn't
you're gonna
matter.
get it.
You're
hmm
just gonna get it.
Yep.
But I before I watched the series, I actually watched Film Threat, and I was
Yes.
like, "Oh no, it's horrendous."
hmm
I was like, "Oh, it's the gotta be the worst thing ever." So I went into it just with like just
hmm
huge bias.
Yeah.
And
I watched Film Threat too, and I think that I watched some Midnight's Edge on it as well.
yeah, I don't think I saw any Midnight's Edge, but
Or
I
Doomcock. That's who I watched. It was
I,
Doomcock that I watched.
I probably saw a Doomcock title, which was
hmm
enough to,
Yeah. Yeah.
which was
hmm
enough to be like, oh, geez. But I
hmm
mean, that's all Doomcock title. I mean, I love
Oh yeah, that's
Doomcock, but
everything.
it
Yeah,
is everything really.
that is
Um,
everything.
but uh, listen, I watched it with my significant other.
hmm
And she is, again, I've said this kind of before, but she's kind of my normie barometer.
Okay.
And she liked it. We actually recently saw the movie because she had never seen the movie. So
Okay.
several months back in anticipation, so this is very recent, fresh in her mind, she saw the movie and,
hmm
She likes Val Kilmer and everything. So
Yeah.
she had seen the movie. She liked it a lot. Yeah, she said she had fun, she enjoyed it.
hmm
There were a couple of things that stood out. The stupid horses jumping off the cliff scene, like she was
Oh,
immediately like, "How what? Like how did
how?
that happen?"
hmm
And I was like, "Yeah, that was just
Dumb.
dumb. Like it didn't
That
make
was
any
dumb.
sense." Apparently, that was supposed to be a reference. So I looked it up.
Okay.
It's a
A reference
reference
to
to
what?
Young Guns 2. There's a scene in Young Guns 2.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
There's a scene, it's like some chase scene,
hmm
and is it Lou Diamond Phillips, I think?
Yeah.
Is it Lou
Yeah.
Diamond
hmm
Phillips? I think it's him. His character's like, on the horse is gone, and he's saying this word because he's going to a cliff, and then he kind of goes over the edge, and then the guys all follow him, like the whole gang follows him.
hmm
And in the Young Gun scene, the horses like tumble over and it's like a mess. They kind of still get out of it in the scene because they're
hmm
crazy and they're like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's not like they just jump and then they land and they're like fine. It's like a whole crazy thing where like horses are falling over and like it's just like crazy. And then they get to the bottom or whatever, and they're like, what did that word mean? And he says, oh, it's like, it's like supposed to be like an old native word for stop or something like that.
Right,
And
right.
so it was a reference, but it was very poorly executed.
It was very poorly executed. Yes.
And
Uh,
sorry for the long-winded explanation, but
yeah,
yeah, it's from Young
yeah.
Guns too.
hmm I just, I, yeah.
But that stood
We're,
out. Obviously
mhm.
the relationship, because
Well,
there's always a relationship.
here's the
But
thing. I
I
actually don't mind the lesbian relationship in this because they're not pushing the lesbian relationship in this.
and
What I don't like is the lesbian herself.
yeah, well, which one? The princess is like
It's the
is
princess.
spoiled,
She's terrible.
but but
The other girl is fine, I think.
but the other girl even acknowledges, like, hey, like
hmm
I think it was the end of the second episode, like
Yeah.
this is her girlfriend, and he's
Well, no, it's
hey,
actually not even her
or like,
girlfriend.
well,
It's just
it's like
yeah,
her,
her
the
crush.
interest, we
Yeah,
know it's the
the interest.
girlfriend,
Yeah.
right? But
hmm
anyway, like that girl is like, you're being spoiled,
You're
like I'm
yeah.
duty bound, like I have to
hmm
do this thing, like we're supposed to do this thing, and you're just being, you know and everybody kind of acknowledges that.
hmm
I was thinking
and I
about this show. I thought about it, and I was like, if this had come on in like 2008 and it was like on the CW, we would probably be like, yeah, it's got like its
oh yeah,
problems, but like,
yeah,
it's a new
whatever.
Willow, it's cool.
hmm
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But what I'm actually hoping is for the princess is that she starts out this way and that she actually has growth.
I, yeah,
If she if she has growth,
and an arc, a
then
real like,
yes,
she's maybe
you can yeah, I can
not
forgive
be
this
tough,
bitchiness.
or
Yeah.
maybe not be able to do everything perfectly, maybe
Yeah.
yeah, that would be nice, that'd be
If she
cool.
has an arc, then I'm good with it. Um
Cool.
I also so
The dialogue is generally bad in some
yes,
places,
it really is. And so is the acting.
and the acting
The
is
act
pretty bad
the
in some
the acting
places, but
and it
like,
well
I
they
don't know, man.
also
It's a Willow television show. Like, I
I
can't,
know.
you know what I mean? Like, I
I
what were they
know.
gonna
I know.
do? I
I
mean, I love
what
what's his name? Uh
Warwick Davis?
Warwick Davis. I like,
Yeah.
but you know, like, he's doing
He
his
yeah.
best. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's fine. Like, it's
hmm
Willow. I'm all right so far.
Why
There's
you
dumb
know what
shit in it,
though?
but
Why did they have to make the blonde? Why did they have to make her kind of dumb to begin with too? I think she's kind of a dumb blonde.
I mean, she is kind of a dumb blonde, but
hmm
also, like, they hit her in the kitchen. So she's
Yeah.
like the cook. I like, it's
hmm
Will, like, you know what I mean? Like, Willow's kind of goofy, and there's like dumb jokes in Willow. And
Yeah,
so,
there
like,
is.
and there's like dumb shit that happens. I mean,
hmm
there's like lots of complaints that you could say. Like, you could complain about, like, oh my God, Willow was a kidnapper. He's so horrible or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's like,
What?
I don't
Let
know,
me ask you this. And this is the thing that kind of stuck out to me, and I don't remember from the movie, and I haven't watched it in a while.
Okay.
Were all the accents all effed up in the movie? Like everybody seems to have like a different accent in this show. Like I picked out like 4 or 5 different goddamn accents. Even the kids have a different accent than the mob.
Yeah,
Like
well, yeah. The accents. Well, the thing that's weird about the show is that everybody just sounds like they do. Like nobody's just doing an accent. Everybody just sounds like how they just sound. Like,
yeah,
they just.
hmm
That's why I thought CW show, because everybody just it just, there
yeah,
was no attempt at for like the Kit girl to like do like an accent or anything. Like, they
hmm
didn't hire British people or anything like that. But
yeah.
I'm trying to think. The
I mean,
movie, a lot of people obviously have accents, because obviously
mm,
Sorsha has an accent. I'm
yes.
trying to think if Mad
Did did
Mardigan, if
did
I
Matt
don't think
Mardigan
he
have an
really has
accent?
an accent. I think he's kind of crazy. obviously the brownies have accents,
Mhm.
but they
Mhm.
kind of have their own weird little accents.
Yeah, they
So,
do.
you know, because remember,
Yeah,
Willow's a really goofy movie. Like, you remember the
it
part with the
is.
brownies and the, like, you know, the two little guys running
That's
around. And
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's pretty goofy. And I honestly, I'd
Mhm.
like I would kind of want more of that. I like the adventurer, the thief, the
Oh, that guy is great.
whatever that
Oh my
dude's name
god.
is. That guy's probably my
Yeah.
favorite character. That guy's
Mhm.
awesome.
What do you think of the other prince? The prince who's currently with them, the guy who is like who was going to get married to Kit.
He's again, it's like I don't know. He's like seems like a character from a CW show. He's just kind
Mhm.
of this meh,
Yeah.
nerdy
I'm
guy.
actually
Like if
yeah.
he's the
Yeah.
nerd character, but
Mhm.
in the fantasy setting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That's what he
Yeah,
is.
okay.
He like knows how to read and he's gonna help her with that. Like if it was
Right.
a sci-fi show, that guy would be the computer geek or
Okay.
like a
Yeah.
modern
Yeah.
day show or whatever.
Mhm.
So it's like and I see like people have the one problem that people have with the show is that it's just like they're just talking like it's 2020 or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's like that's a, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I mean, but I think that they actually have a decent story.
yeah,
And
it's
again,
okay so far. I'm
yeah,
digging it.
and again, what's going to make the show really good is if they give several of these people arcs
Hmm.
and they actually
Yeah, yeah.
follow through with arcs. And if they do that, then this show has hope.
Sure, sure. Like
But they man, they went dark though. Like they
yeah,
did kind they
they
kind of went
did.
dark with that
It's funny though.
with that prophecy.
She said budget White Walkers when she first saw the guy. I mean, it's not the greatest, you know, like
Yeah.
looking show as far as
No,
like
but
the CGI and stuff. But again,
mhm.
it's Willow. It's
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be not really, I
Yeah.
don't know. But yeah, I
Mhm.
think that if Willow is able to, you know, somehow get inspired and teach
Mhm.
Laura Dannon, and she's able to get, and the princess gets over herself, maybe she
Yeah.
has to get separated from the group and have
Mhm.
some struggles on her own
Right.
you know, something like that. If everybody gets an arc, you know, if
It's going to
the
be
nerdy guy
yeah.
gets a hero moment, you know, if everybody
Mhm.
gets a cool arc, then it
Yeah.
could be a good show. I think that John Kasdan wants to be a good writer. I
Yeah.
think he wants to please old fan. I
Mhm.
think he does,
Yeah.
and with also trying to please, you know, Kathy
Right.
Kennedy, of
Of
course,
course. Of
because you
course.
got to, because what you
Mhm.
know, what the fuck else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You got to work at Lucasfilm,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
um,
I'll
but
tell you
yeah,
what though.
yeah. Well, I guess we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll
I'll tell
keep
you what though.
watching. I'm gonna
Mhm.
keep watching. She wants to watch it, so
I think so. I think I'm gonna keep on it. But I'll tell you what. I'm gonna end with this. I'll tell you who the secret awesome character is going to be. I don't know his
okay.
name. I don't know his name, but the secret awesome character is going to be the other little brownie guy who's there with Willow.
Oh,
The
you
other,
mean that he's not a brownie? The
they're not
brownies were
the
the little tiny guys. They
oh yeah
what do they call them? Nelwyn, I think is their
the
halfling
Nol
name.
yeah the Nolwen yeah,
Nelwyn.
that other Nolwen guy
Hmm.
he's gonna be the guy he's gonna be that guy that's just gonna be like yeah yeah I
Well,
think
you
that's
know,
gonna be it although
possibly.
yeah yeah all right
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's Willow
So yeah,
all
yeah. It
right
was so
yeah
I was wondering
mhm,
if we were gonna have a kind of an agreement on that, and we
yeah
did, and
yeah
so we have a kind of a hot take amongst
yeah
what we
hmm
would normally have, I think,
yeah
for
so
that.
take
So
that film threat no just
yeah,
kidding
yeah, I know. No, we love Chris Gore.
we do yeah
Yeah,
actually
yeah. All right.
so
Not that
once again
anybody watches us anyway.
Hey there, this is Garrett from Dicks in the Dark. Check out our live stream every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't worry about missing a stream, the VODs are uploaded to the YouTube channel the following day. Check out the links in the description below. Bye.